Hello survivors, welcome to another The Spell Brigade. In this video I decided, since I'm wrapped up for time with regards to like a long video, even though I know you guys really wanted to see a 2-hour long video, unfortunately can't do it just yet. We will do those coming in the December weeks, but for now we got ourselves in the endless 4 cycle, as you can see. And with regards to our skills, we've got magic missile, we got necro whirl, we got Moonerang, and then we got the arcane broadsword. We focused mostly on necro whirl and magic missile, so we got a couple of explode and change into split into multiple projectiles, as you can see. And then we've got a whole bunch of additional projectiles on necro whirl, along with the move towards enemies. So some weird interaction with necro whirl and its own projectiles. It does look like it can gain increased size if 2 of them spawn on the exact same location. It kind of like merges them into a bigger one. So you will notice sometimes we have much bigger necro whirl than some of the other ones surrounding it, which is quite interesting. I do like the fact that that can even happen. But this is the 4th cycle. We're going to be looking for more magic missile splits. Otherwise we can look for arcane broadswords if they rotate slower, and increasing their size as augments. With regards to relics though, we did grab the 3 relics. We grabbed ourselves Delayed Fate as our 3rd relic, so we could get as much luck as possible up to that point. Unfortunately, we couldn't get more than 20 luck before then. We got a whole lot of XP gain. We got a decent amount of crit chance. We got 61 spell cooldown, 100 damage, 348 armor, and the armor comes from joint protection as well as the bountiful objectives, where each time we finish an objective we gain 10 armor. So as we are leveling, we are both gaining we gain armor from our levels, and then we're also gaining armor from the objectives. So far it's been 40 armor for every objective. Because we've done 3 waves, that means that we have done 12 objectives, so that's 120 armor just from that, and 118 armor from that. So we should be on 318, 348, I don't know, somewhere around there. I got the maths wrong, but anyway, 348 armor. We still take a whack ton of damage from things, so we still got to be careful. However, the really nice thing is we could actually not AFK, but we can definitely stand still quite a lot and not really have to worry about anything coming even close to us. Even the final boss, we'll see what his life is at, because I think we should be able to kill him relatively quickly. And then we're just going to quit the run, because that's all it's going to be for today. So I thought we'd do it this way, just for today. And then in the future we will do longer runs for you to see from all the way from the beginning all the way to the end. But I don't know. This to me personally is much easier. Otherwise we could do like a whole single cycle, the first cycle, see what skills we get, the first augments, the relics, and then from there skip to the 4th or 5th cycle, whatever I feel like doing at that time. Just so the video is a little bit longer, but at the same time we kind of skipping the middleman, which is most of the going over through everything. I don't know, it's interesting. Also, because we have 30 luck, for some reason we get a whole whack of magnets dropping. But there's the objective. What we've been doing is just grabbing ourselves these ones. So necro whirl here, because we got it that it can heal teammates. We actually land up taking the magic missile one. Now we are running the 2 covenants. Now I never actually knew this, but you can run both covenants at the exact same time. The one covenant was for endless, the other covenant was so that you don't take friendly fire. And what that means is that necro whirl and our magic missile will do 0 damage to us, so we don't have to worry about taking any damage. If that was the case, we would actually die to probably necro whirl, because I mean you can see just how many we've got flying around the place. It is absolutely insane, and yeah, we would probably die to it. So it's really nice to have that covenant. I did actually want the chthonic charge and hex bomb, but we never got it. We got necro whirl instead, and it worked out fine. We will obviously do a video where we do chthonic charge, and you definitely need that don't get hurt by it, because you're going to get a lot of bombs being put down on the floor, and having the Covenant to not deal damage to yourself just makes things a whole lot easier for us to, you know, move around, enjoy ourselves, do silly things, and so on. Over here we got a 72% crit chance, so we can grab the crit damage. That's going to increase our damage substantially, so if we can get more crit damage, that would be great. Otherwise, we're in a really good spot. I mean, I could just AFK here, go make myself some tea, and I don't think we would have any problem with killing anything. Even the guards, the explodey bugs, you can see they're going to die. No, they're not. Okay, so that'll be the only problem for some reason there. They weren't targeted fast enough. But if they are hit fast enough, they normally die before they even get to us. And then you don't even need to worry about them either. We do have quite a lot of dodge. So even if they did get through and they managed to hit us, we still got a chance, a 50-50, to take 0 damage from them anyway. Lots of magnets. We don't really have much XP laying around. You're only going to get that after the second objective, when you get a whole lot more of the elite spawning, and they're going to give you a whole lot more XP for their deaths, and that's going to help us gain a whole lot more XP as well. So the more enemies that we get rid of, the higher the XP is going to be for us as well. Also, we need to try and focus on the XP gain. So you can see we're on 113%. I believe 400% is the hard cap. So once you get to 400%, you ain't going to see any XP anymore. But getting there is quite difficult, especially by this time. I've taken nearly every single dodge and XP gain that I could, and we don't have a lot of either of them. You can get really, really lucky and get the legendary ones. The best thing is to try and get Delayed Fate as the third option as your relics, and also try and get as much luck as possible until you get to the Delayed Fate. So if you're very, very lucky and you get a legendary luck in the very beginning, then your Delayed Fate is going to be really, really good for you, because you're going to hit over the cap, and then you're going to be even more lucky than what you would be with just 30 luck like I have. But 30 luck seems to be a really good place anyway. We get quite a few legendary upgrades, and we get a whole bunch of magnets on the floor as well. We'll see what we get once we start leveling again, but we won't level until we get a whole lot more. Alright, so we got magic missile splits again into 2, which is fantastic. So we're going to get a whole lot of splitting happening over here. The only problem is the level I picked is quite bad for magic missile, because as you can see, there's a lot of, you know, rocks around us. So they're actually hitting or exploding around us quite a lot, and we don't really want that. So maybe playing on I think the frozen valley is probably the best one for magic missile in terms of everything around it, but it is what it is. We can't really do much about it. Also, I think if we kept getting more additional projectiles for Necro Roll, eventually we'd blind ourselves and we wouldn't be able to see the map. And then if an enemy gets close to us and we don't have like 88% dodge, we could land up dying because of that. But lots of projectiles everywhere. We've got the explosions on the end of life, which is really nice. And then we've also got them, I believe we took the enemies are focused, the max health enemies are focused with the increased range as well. So lots of... Why are those things taking 0 damage? The explosion isn't dealing damage to those enemies at the back there. That's a bit weird. Okay, we're just going to grab the pickup range over here. It doesn't really matter. Nothing there was fantastic. That was like the worst level up possible. But I also don't know why our enemies aren't taking damage. It literally says 0, which means they're getting hit, but they're just not taking damage. That's very interesting. Oh, do you know what? That makes me think of something else. There is a stat called movement speed in the game. Now I'm on Overlord Cycle 4 and I have not seen a single movement speed offered towards me in the entire 4 cycles that I've had. Not a single movement speed. So I don't know, maybe you guys have had the same experience. I think it might be bugged, and it also means that if you take the offensive defensive bounty or objective, you're going to be in a bit of a trouble there, the relic, sorry, because you're not going to get any movement speed from it. So I don't know what's happening with that. It's quite weird. Let's re-roll here just once and see what happens. We get the cooldown reduction, which we're going to grab. So we'll be on 70% cooldown reduction over there from the Veil of Haste. Beautiful. We're already on 100% damage from the Tartan's Fury, so we did actually get quite a few. I think we actually picked up 2 or 3 legendary Tartan's Fury while we were playing, and that gave us quite a lot of DPS as well. I mean, you could just see how much damage we're doing over here. We haven't really moved around. We do have a magnet over there, but you can see it's quite difficult to see the enemies in the Necro Will over there. So grab that, and we should level soon. Grab the laugh, make sure we're out of their AoEs. There's a level, and we can do some decreased spell cooldown. Even more visual obscurity on the map for us by decreasing the cooldown of our skills. This is just glorious. I mean, Necro will, we've kind of left it in the dark since we've had all the new skills, and I don't know, we just didn't really use it as often. But now that we've got Endless again, Necro Will does feel really good again. I mean, it's not like it felt bad. It was and always has been really, really good. But there are other skills out there that outshine it just because they aren't as random. But look at the size of those Necro Wills. So I don't know what happens that it affects the size of them. Maybe if you guys know a bit more, you can let me know. Is this the final objective? I still wish we could get maybe endless specific relics as well, because having only 3 relics for the entirety of the round is kind of a bummer. For me at least. I would have liked to have seen more. Rotate slower. I guess we can go with another one of these arcane broadswords. So that's the second one we picked up for the entire round. We should be on 3 swords. There we go. Awesome. So if you pick up 4 of those augments, you will be able to get 10 swords, especially if you get yourself to 100% cooldown reduction with Veil of Haste. And then you've got 10 swords permanently surrounding you, which is actually really, really good, because it's one of the highest damaging skills that I know of, with like next to nearly no effort. As long as you're running past things, you're going to be dealing a whack ton of damage to them. Also, in terms of infusions for the skills, we ran acid and lightning pretty much on everything. We've got lightning on our Necro Will, which gave us thunder, and then we've got lightning and fire on the Moonerang. Also, Moonerang was the only option we had for the other skill that wasn't like terrible. I think we had Rocky Road and something else as the options when we picked Moonerang, so we needed to pick it. And we haven't really done anything to it except for double infused. Okay, we can pick up a magnet. There's quite a lot of XP just sitting around that we can't... Not that we can't get to, but doesn't really matter. There's a magnet. Okay, increased spell size for the Arcane Broadsword. We will grab that. I mean, it makes a lot of sense to get increased sword size. Helps us hit things. I should have gone for Ice on the broadswords just so that we had a little bit more defenses, but as you can see, we are in the position of perfection where we could just keep going until my fingers, you know, until I got carpal tunnel or something. I don't think we are in any way, shape or form going to die here, except for when we magically get hit by things that I don't see. That could definitely cause us to die, but otherwise we're in a very, very good position. If we did take Ice, we would have been in an even better position, because we would have had that extra defensive layer. We'll see. Oh my goodness, 416 damage, and that's with, what is that? 384 armor. So imagine we didn't have this armor on us. How much damage that would have just done to us. Okay, we can go and decrease the cooldown of our magic missile. Just look how many magic missiles are around. As you can see, that's our first revive for the entire round. So I don't think that's bad at all. And a whole bunch of Necro Whirls flying off right now. Alright, this is actually going to be we should actually be able to, you know, end the run without worrying about anything. I thought maybe we'd have too much dodge like we did in the first time we did Endless, but I think we should be okay with this one. We should be able to just run into the enemies and take damage, or we'll just end the run. I'll just end the run. That's a little faster that way. Get to see the end of screen even if we do end the run, which is good, or at least I hope we do. Otherwise, that's just a little bit unfortunate. Right, last objective, retrieve the bewitched fungi, and we get ourselves spell cooldown for the Moonerang. Could have re-rolled, but it's really not necessary. And just look at those crazy magic missiles going off everywhere. Magic missile also deals quite a lot of damage, so the fact that we have so many of them exploding all over the place is pretty awesome. See the fungi while we have all of this mess on our screen. This is where they need to bring in visibility sliders for us, because right now we can't see Jack, and Jack can't see us either. To increase spell damage for the Moonerang, that's really good. We only need 8 more fungi. There we go. There's one up here. We don't have to really worry about, you know, are we able to get it? Although, oh my goodness, there's just too much happening right now. We don't want to pick up the magnet just yet. Oh look, a random health pot. We've actually been dropping quite a lot of this. I don't know if they boosted the rates for while you're playing with Endless, but it certainly feels like you get them a whole lot more often than we do otherwise normally get it. Like there's another one. There's another magnet that just dropped magically. So it definitely feels like you get boosted rates, but I can't confirm or deny that. We don't need any of those, so I'm going to re-roll. We're going to grab another magic missile. Or we could go now, magic missile. Perfect. We have a lot of magic missile explosions now. Standing still to increase the damage with the arcane broadsword actually wouldn't be so bad by the time you get to really high overlord or endless. Ooh, that's so good. 20% increased base damage. That's 120% damage over there. That is massive. Yep, that's like our 3rd or 4th legendary Titan's Resolve right there. I still don't know why the explosions are doing 0 damage. I wonder if it has something to do with the Covenant. So they've made it so the explosions deal 0 damage. I don't know, that's very weird though. Because it's meant to be friendly fire. But for some reason it's doing 0 damage to everything. Could just be me. But I don't think it is just me. Also, as you can see, like I mentioned, we can just stand still over here. Nothing's going to get close to us. Elite, doesn't matter. Those elites are dying over there. They get closer and bam, they're dead. Even the explodey guys are dying now. I do just want to pick up the health over here because we were a little bit hurt. And there we go. Even the explodey guys nowhere near us. And we still pick up all the XP. And I've just got this magnet. As soon as the boss spawns, we'll grab it. Just because we are going to have to run around. And we should have quite a few. Ooh, even more XP gain. 125% increased XP gain. That's also quite a large amount of XP gain right there. I got a new headset, so like for me I've had to change the sounds of absolutely everything, so all my games, my desktop sound. So if the sound is too loud, let me know. Or it could be too soft as well. I'm not 100% sure on whether or not, you know, what I was hearing before. Like, I don't know, it's so weird how my headset, just changing the headset can make such a big difference. But it makes a massive difference. Okay, Spell damage for the Arcane Broadsword. We are level 130 right now, which is really cool. I do remember one of you mentioning that you made it to level 113 and Overlord Cycle 4 or 5, or Endless Cycle, whatever you want to call them. Here we are at 130, so it just shows you the XP gain can be a really big, make a really big difference for what level you're going to be at. And it also helps with the joint protection, so you want to try and get as much of that as possible. We are sitting on 401 armor. I should have maybe gone for the crit damage over there instead, but it is what it is. Boss should be spawning any minute now, and then we're going to be in a good spot to just completely destroy him. It was 340,000 life before we started the round, so the last round the boss had 340,000. This round we'll see if it goes up or if it stays the same. I think it might go up every 2 endless stages, or I don't know if there is actually a specific time or space where it goes up or not. Here we go. Another 10%, and yes, his life did go up to 480,000. So some big necro wells we got going over there. Again, I don't know what makes it so that they're big. I'm assuming it's when they join forces into one massive necro well. But I don't know how you get it to do that. If it just does it on its own, or what the case may be. Maybe it's when you have too many of them and not enough space for all of them. It goes and does that. But there we go. That is it for now, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed that. We are going to quit it over there. And let's see. So we do get the damage numbers, which is fantastic. 1 death. And we dealt 9.7 million damage with Magic Missile and 30 million damage with a Necrowhirl, and also 5 million damage with Moonerang, which is very surprising. 4 million damage over there. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.